What is going on, guys? Taylor Super with Sharp Sports Network, bringing you some of my favorite plays for this 5-game Thursday preseason NBA slate. We only got a couple more days left, guys. It's something we got to take advantage of, and the contests are pretty large, and we know that the fields are very, very soft. And be on the lookout for this overlay. I know they added another $10 tournament onto on DraftKings rather after the large one filled it, and it missed by about 30%. So that's more than the rake, and it's just a lot less competition. It was really easy to cash in, and yeah, man, you got to take advantage of those things. But the members in our chat were all over it. Somebody had pointed it out, and we all made sure to get some extra entries in there. But overall, it was a pretty solid day for us. But before we get into that, if you guys want to enter for a free season pass with us, all you have to do is subscribe, like this video, and then comment below with your favorite player of the day. Going to be selecting a winner every single Monday. And as always, I'm going to be on Twitch at twitch.tv/sharpsportsnetwork. Link is in the description 2 hours before the stream, or before the slate locks, which is going to be at 4 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to be there. I'm going to be doing a giveaway over there for subscribers on Twitch. We just got affiliated over there, so if you want to support us, it's only $5 a month. Go ahead and give us a subscription. If you don't want to subscribe, the information's all free anyways, so feel free to join regardless. Let's just quickly recap what one of my better lineups was yesterday with a 286.75 over on DraftKings. Westbrook, I mean, there's no way I would not have played him. At 7.8 thousand with that usage and assist percentage and playing near 30 minutes, there's no way I would not play him. So it's just simply bad variance. The process, and it was the correct play at 49. At 50% especially, when I saw that it was 50%, I was like, I was already counting my money because he was that low owned. And he was the guy who ended up ruining my lineup and kept me from pushing and threatening for a GPP win. Because if he would have done his normal thing, I think that there would have been a chance that I took down something tonight, but just wasn't in the cards tonight. James Harden, don't know how he was only 60%, but I mentioned in my video today, you just had to play him. And then I made sure to get a lot of these Knicks guys in with Marcus Morris, RJ Barrett, and Bobby Portis. We know these guys are going to be playing deep into the fourth quarter, like them quite a bit. Jaren Jackson, I talked about him a lot in my video yesterday. Just get rid of that recency bias. You know you have to play this guy, and he banged it out for 43 points. Hassan Whiteside, 2 injuries. He left in the first quarter after he hurt his finger, and then he ended up hurting his ankle, which we'll talk about later. But only played 16 minutes and ended up getting 23.25 points. And with this being a dress rehearsal game for them, I expected him to play 10 plus more minutes, and he probably would have topped out at 40. And yeah, that was rough to see. That was really, really frustrating. CJ McCollum doing his thing at 6.6K, I believe. He was just entirely too cheap, given that he was going to be playing so many minutes in a dress rehearsal game. But yeah, again, that was a pretty solid lineup for me today. FanDuel crushes well. I believe we put up 310, or I did personally over there. But yeah, let's just get into this slate. So we saw that today there's 2 teams that play today that are going to be on back-to-backs tomorrow. One of them being the Trailblazers, who treated it like a dress rehearsal game, like a normal game. So they gave a lot of run to their starters and key role players. So I expect some of them to sit, most namely Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Could see them getting a couple of the veterans like Tolliver or some Whiteside obviously is going to miss tomorrow with a ankle injury. So I expect going to the younger guys and more of the backups for the Blazers tomorrow is going to be really enticing, especially a matchup against the Nuggets, who the Nuggets are good defensively, but we saw that they have been the fastest team in the NBA this preseason. They made a point to become a faster team this year, so they go from one of the slower teams in the league last year, and then coming over to this season. So far in the preseason, they've been super, super fast, and that's been working out for these opponents for them. So Trailblazers, I'm going to be heavily owning today. And who else? And the Hawks as well today. They pretty much traded that as a dress rehearsal against the Knicks. Trae Young, John Collins were closing out the game. So we could see guys like this, it being their last preseason game. I could see a lot of these starters sitting, and it is a plus matchup against the Bulls. So you're going to want to watch out for this news. There's going to be a ton of news, so make sure to catch me at my Twitch stream for all the updated information, and I'll give you my takes on all of those. So yeah, man, if I'm expecting CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard to sit, that's a ton of usage, 29.1% for CJ, Damian Lillard, 24.9%. We're missing that kind of stuff. Now, Zach Collins is a starter, but he's only 21 years old. And so I expect him to play regardless, and especially over here on DraftKings, or on FanDuel rather, he's only 4.5 thousand. Do not know how you don't play him over here. He's near must play for me, especially if Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum miss the game, and I expect Whiteside obviously to miss the game just because of that injury as well. Over here on DraftKings, it's a big difference with Zach Collins. He's 5.6K, so it's a little bit more up in the air if I want to play him or not. But the actual play on both sites that I don't mind playing him with Collins is Skal Labissiere. So we saw when Whiteside left the game, in the first quarter, Anthony Tolliver was the immediate replacement. But in the third quarter, when he left with his second injury, the ankle injury, which ultimately ruled him out for the rest of the game, we saw that Skal Labissiere was the guy that came in and replaced him. So I think we can expect Zach Collins to start at the 4, Skal Labissiere to start at the 5, and they have pretty large usage ratings personally, and Zach Collins with a 26.9% usage rating, Skal Labissiere with a 22.3% usage rating, and a massive 29.8 total rebound percentage. I want to get Skal Labissiere in my lineups. He's going to be one of my favorite plays of the slate if we can get him there. And then on the same team, Anthony Simmons, this guy has just been an absolute stud this preseason. Whenever given an opportunity, we saw that he's been playing in the mid-20s minutes when Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are playing limited minutes. And so I expect at the least Lillard and McCollum to play limited minutes, if not sit out. And so if they ultimately sit out, we're going to see Anthony Simmons start this game, and then we're probably going to see him play throughout the fourth quarter, like halfway through the fourth quarter. I expect him to get 25 plus minutes, and we've seen that he's been in the rotation. His usage is a bit skewed for what it's going to be tomorrow, just because a lot of these minutes he's playing next to either CJ McCollum or Damian Lillard, because he has earned that role as one of the 6th or 7th men on the team, first or second guys off the bench. So if he's playing all by himself without CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, we're going to see a ton of Anthony Simmons, a ton of Zach Collins, and a ton of Skal Labissiere. These guys you're just going to want to get in your lineups on both sites. Anthony Simmons over here is minimum price at shooting guard. I don't know how you don't play these guys today, but obviously we're going to have to wait and see if news comes out. Well, it's inevitable, but it's unexpected, so we don't know exactly what news is going to come out, but it's going to be a lot tomorrow, I expect, because a lot of the teams playing are playing their last game of the preseason, or they're playing a back-to-back where this is the front of the back-to-back, like the Miami Heat. So I expect this could be the rehearsal game for the Miami Heat, or they could sit today and then the dress rehearsal could be tomorrow. And so we need to be on the lookout for that, especially with Jimmy Butler being priced at 5.3K. I don't really understand that. I faded Jimmy Butler the other day at 6.1K. It was fine. I think he ended up scoring about 23 fantasy points, which at 6.1K won't get it done, but at 5.3K, that's completely fine. Against an Orlando team that's not very good on defense, but he should play. We got to wait for the minutes, but I think at this price, if he plays, this is almost one of the other locks on the slate. And then obviously you're going to want to get up to guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, and Karl Anthony Towns, who we saw played deep into the fourth quarter last game. It was surprising. We didn't get any news on it, but the Timberwolves ended up putting their starters in midway through the fourth quarter. I wish I would have known that ahead of time, but I mean, I had a ton of Towns regardless, but it would have put me more on guys like Robert Covington or Jeff Teague if I had known that they were going to play 30 plus minutes. But it is what it is. We cast that slate anyways. But yeah, we're going to be wanting to look out for all this stuff. So the hope is for me as of right now, try to get in these cheap Trailblazers, these cheap Hawks, if Trae Young and John Collins and such sit out, and then get up to 2 or 3 of these studs tonight, whom I'll name later on once we get more news. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for coming back and viewing my videos. We reached 150 concurrent viewers on Twitch, which was awesome. It was almost surreal to see that how the growth that we're that we're growing at. And yeah, man. So best of luck today. And until next time, peace.